Hello, farmers, and welcome to another episode of The Harvest Season. My name is Al.
And my name is Aislinn.
And we're here today to talk about cottagecore games.
Woo!
Welcome back, Aislinn. Listeners won't have heard you for a while, but we recorded the Game of the Year episode less than a week ago.
I'm all sorts of messed up in regards to, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Just
Time.
like where time, yeah. In regards to the metaverse, the whatever, what's the word? The fourth wall? The fourth wall.
Chronology.
So I have to think about what did I talk about when we recorded last week?
The important, well, I mean, probably most of what you've got in that list. The important thing is that we don't give away in this episode the Game of the Year winner. That's the important thing.
True.
Which will definitely not be hard. We'll manage not to do it.
I think we'll be fine.
I think we'll be fine.
I think we'll be good. We can keep it a secret.
This episode, we are finally getting to our Snacko episode. It has taken us so long because I feel like was it May? May that Snacko came out 1.0, right? That's what we figured out. We literally talked about this on Saturday, but I'm pretty sure it was May.
Guess what? I forgot.
May. Yes, May. I was right. So it's taken since May, but we are finally properly played Snacko, and we are here to talk about it.
Yay! I'm excited.
Before that, we do have some news, despite me having recorded an episode 2 days ago. We do still have some news. It's not a lot, but there's almost always some news.
Yeah.
So, before our 4 pieces of news, Aislinn, what have you been up to?
I have been up to many, many things, as you can probably tell.
Yep.
Obviously, at this point, the Legends ZA DLC is out. So obviously, I've been up to that. As usual, nothing will change with this until I finally reach credits. Persona 3 Reload is still happening. Outer Wilds is still somewhere in there happening as long as I can circle back to it. I very much so miss it. I just started literally last night, Greece. So I'm looking forward to continuing that. I don't know.
I thought it was
Gris?
Grizz.
I'm thinking I know it's some language for gray. I want to say it's Spanish for gray, if I remember correctly.
Gris. I don't think you pronounce the S then.
Isn't that like a French thing to not pronounce the last letter?
Not just French.
It's been a minute for me since I'd taken Spanish in high school, so I'm like, I don't remember. I thought it was Gris, but again, I could be wrong. I could totally be wrong. But either way, I started that game. Obviously, have been playing much Snacko.
Okay, you might be right. Google Translate does seem to say Gris.
Ooh, okay,
but
we'll take it.
It's more like a Z rather than a S. It's not like Greece. It's Greece.
Yeah, I think this sound doesn't exist in the language, but Greece does. That makes sense. But started that. Obviously, been working in Snacko whenever I can, and I did finally watch the Wholesome Snack today. So now I can listen to the podcast that you and Cody recorded. And I played through, not all the way through, but I played through the Pandemonium Merge demo, Lost and Found Co., Mirage, Miracle Quest, and Restory. And I also played a couple songs from Bits and Bops. So we got a lot going on.
Nice.
That's my list. That's everything. How about you?
I have been playing Pokemon, the DLC. That's it. Pretty much. Certainly since the last podcast recording, because the last podcast recording came out. Last podcast was recorded on Tuesday night, just before I went to bed, and then Wednesday morning I woke up and the DLC was there. So sadly, Snacko fell away, and purely because of Pokemon. Right? If it weren't for Pokemon, I definitely would have played more Snacko. It's not that I'm not enjoying Snacko, but gotta get through that DLC before things are too spoiled.
Yeah,
and then hopefully I'll come back to Snacko after that. We'll see.
Well, if you just don't exist on social media, then you can't get spoiled.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. Can anyone reach me? Not really, but it's pretty good.
Well, I mean, I don't feel that that's a but, right? Like nobody can reach me and it's pretty good. Therefore, it's
That's
pretty
true.
good.
That's true. That's a very good point. I just have, just a little bit of looming guilt, just a little bit, just
Just a
being
little.
unreachable, but that's okay. We're working
Mm,
through it.
fair enough.
But
I
how are you generally feeling about the DLC?
Yeah, so I am enjoying it. I'm not enjoying the time limits for each of the sections.
Okay, great. Me too. Yes, me too. Me too. Me too. Me too.
I don't get why they felt the need to do the time limits. It's just it feels so stressful and I don't know what it adds to it. It's like especially as you can like what I'm doing is like it auto saves when you go in the hole, the donut hole, and then like just walking around and seeing what there is, and then I reset, and then I know exactly where to go, so that I can go and do the things in the time that I want. Right? Like it's not actually like it's just such a unnecessary restriction that is easily worked around, but also still stresses me out because there's a constant timer, and yeah, not great. I don't know why they made that decision. Had there ever been
I
an area that has been timed in Pokemon that you have to leave at the end of that time before?
I mean the space-time distortions, is that what they were called, I think, right? In Legends Arceus? Those were
Yeah,
generally a time
sure.
limit.
That felt different.
I agree.
One, you didn't need to like consume a consumable to get them, right? You just needed to wait and eventually they would come back.
Yes.
And it also felt much more of the like that whole game is about being stressed. Right, like you're out in the
Yeah.
wilds dying all the time, and so it's like here's this one more stressful area. So I get that. Yeah, okay, that's fair that that is timed, but yeah, it definitely does feel different.
Yeah, I agree, it does feel different. I am I'll be positive first before I be negative. Um I am very intrigued and curious to see where the story is going. And I, of course, like the characters. That's nothing new. I've always liked the characters in this game so far overall. And the introduction of the characters and spending more time with other characters in the DLC has been very enjoyable. And I'm, again, very curious to see where things go. But I, for the first time in what feels like a while in regards to a Pokemon game, I have never been as aggravated or as frustrated as I have been with the timer and the donut cycle.
Mm-hmm.
I theorize that the reason that the timer um is a mechanic in the game is just because it is a mechanic that is somewhat regularly used in a number of different games. Like I can't give you an example off the top of my head, but it's a mechanic that has existed in games more so for the sake of replayability. So it encourages you to continue this cycle of making donuts, doing the timer
It's Pokemon
area.
roguelike.
Making, yes. And
Boo! That's why I don't like
I
it.
that's fair. As someone that has learned that I think I generally like roguelikes. Like I enjoyed Balatro for the time that I played Balatro. I would really love to play more Hades at some point. Doing that grind of going like the replayability in that sense, I don't mind that because it feels worth it. I don't feel any payoff for the stress that I feel in these time areas. I come out of there and I'm frustrated almost every single time. So I'm trying to get through the areas in the sense of just getting through it enough to be able to make it through the main story so I can either avoid the areas altogether or go in with less pressure to then just be like, oh, the timer's up. Okay, whatever. It's fine.
Mm,
I can move on with my life. I'm trying to reframe that because otherwise, if I harp on it too much for me, I get very frustrated and I just
mhm.
felt myself just I've been so tired today because, or no, well, yesterday. I was very tired yesterday and then even rolling into today because I don't think I ever fully recovered from the frustration that exhausted me
Mhm.
from playing the game for 10 hours and dealing with the timer donut cycle for 10 hours. And the donuts too, there's no guidance, nothing. And I
Mhm.
want to look up guidance, but I know with Pokemon, the way that the most Pokemon game goes is that as you continue through that mechanic, whatever it may be, if I look something up, there's going to be a spoiler somewhere down the line
Mhm.
because there's going to
Mhm.
be some special donut that's going to indicate this Pokemon is coming to the game or this new something something is going to be in the game.
Mhm.
And that's going to be like a spoiler for me. So I can't even look anything up on like a wiki or something or on
Mhm.
like Cerebi because it's probably going to be a spoiler if I look it up. So I'm
Mhm.
kind of just stuck in this cycle of guessing what's a good donut to make.
Mhm.
And I'm just not enjoying it at all, unfortunately.
Yeah,
So that's where I'm at. That's my rant.
that's fair. Yeah, I think I might grow to like it, um, because I think the donuts are getting better and longer as I go. And so I'm hoping that at some point the donuts get long enough that it's not really an issue. Right? The problem is when you have like a 3 minute donut and you're like, how am I meant to completely explore this area in 3 minutes?
Yeah.
But if I were to get like a 15-minute donut, that would be fine, right? Like these
Yeah.
areas aren't humongous. I just need more time. I don't need infinite time. I just need more time. And then
Yeah.
you do get to the point where like, well, what's the point in the mechanic in that case then if they are long enough to do that? But I have a strong suspicion that I will be able to get longer donuts like that.
Yeah. I think I agree, but I just have to get to that point. So I have to
Hmm.
just deal with the aggravation for now. And the fact
Hmm.
that I have to deal with the aggravation for now for
Yeah.
me is just frustrating in
Yeah.
itself. So I am having an issue with the DLC, but I'm just trying to
Totally
push
fair.
through. I'm just trying to push through.
You can do it.
I can do it.
You can
We
do
can
it.
do it.
We can do it.
We can do
Woo!
it.
Let's do it.
So that's my vent.
Shall we talk about some farming game news?
Yes, absolutely.
First up, we have Cinnabunny have announced that their Switch and Switch 2 release is out now. So if you have been wanting to play this game, but you wanted to play it on the Switch or Switch 2, now's your chance.
Have you played this game?
I have not played it. Who played it? Someone played it.
It's
We
like,
did.
does someone we know? Has someone
There
played
was
it?
an episode on Cinnabunny. How
Okay, I
long ago
missed
was
it.
that? I am just searching through my list of episodes. Cinna. No, that's not what I meant to press. Cinnabunny. I thought there was a Cinnabunny episode, but I can't see one.
I remember that the topic of Cinnabunny came up in regards to I forget who
Time to do the
mentioned
more
it, but
deeper dive.
someone was like, "Oh, this would be a good game for me to play." And I took one look at it and I was like, "You are dead wrong."
Cin-
Unfortunately.
there was a Cinnabunny episode. It was in March of this year. March of this year, Cinnabunny episode, Cody and Kev.
Okay, maybe I gotta circle my way back to that
I,
episode
I
just to get the
think,
take.
yeah, I think they enjoyed the game.
Okay.
I, like you, have been put off a bit by the graphics.
Mm. Yep.
Is that fair to say? Sorry, I'm reading your
Oh
bullet
no, that's
points.
fine. That is totally okay. That's why I put them there so we could both bounce off of it. It's titled The A's Dunkings TM. I, yeah, it's the way the game looks is not my favorite by any means. I and when I was researching the game before I started typing out all of my dunkings, I was like, I don't want to unfairly dunk on the game because I don't know much about this game. I don't know the dev studio. And then when I looked into the devs, it's one person making the game. So it's one person working on the game. And I know, like, I don't want to be unfairly harsh, but personally, the way the game looks, especially when comparing it to the game cover art, it's just, and this has been like a trend. This like kind of goes into like another vent. We're all about the vents today. It's all about venting today. Like an air conditioner. Anyways, like I just
Okay.
I just I don't even know if that's the right term. We're both tired. We're both
It
delusional.
is. I mean, it's not incorrect, I guess.
It's one type of vent,
Hmm. Yeah,
an air vent. I don't know.
you are
Whatever.
correct.
Anyways,
No, I get your point. It's always difficult to dunk too much on an indie game, especially when it's
yeah,
an individual and it's clearly a labor of love, blah blah blah, etc. etc. But very much not for you.
very much so not for me. I just really don't like how the bunnies look. They're just like colored blobs with two dot eyes and then two white dots on said eyes and then that's it. And I'm like, I just and I think about like in comparison, I really don't want to pit two games against each other. I really don't. But it's
Mm,
like I think about Magical Delicacy and how good that game looks, and that's
mm,
a single developer.
mhm.
And then I think about Cinnabunny, and I'm like, how? But that
Yeah,
it's
and
not
it's not.
even that. It's not even that
It's
though.
yeah, it's not even just that, right? Because like people will be like, oh, the pixel art or whatever, but like there are other examples as well. And again, it doesn't need to be a like, oh, hey, your game looks bad. But like if you look at something like Lemon Cake, for example, which is a very similar game in terms of like uh size and is also a single individual developer, and it clearly is not high fidelity, but just looks so much more hmm, more inviting and
Yeah.
more vibrant. And you
Hmm.
don't have to have specific colors. That's not what it is. It's not about like, oh, this one has green, and this one is more
Hmm.
dark. Like you can make a dark, inviting game as well.
Yeah.
I think the problem is that they're trying to go too realistic, and realistic is hard to do well.
Hmm. Yeah.
Realistic is hard to do well for AAA studios.
Yes. Yeah, you know what? That might be exactly what it is. It's got very neutral colors and like you said, it just feels like it's like realistic. And I think this game would benefit to having the colors of lemon cake to make it pop more.
Hmm.
But I still like circle back to the fact I still don't know exactly how I feel in regards to this specific point
Hmm.
that I make in regards to the game itself looking different from the game cover art. But it's just there's some like just cognitive dissonance, I guess, is for lack of a better word, that's happening where
Mm.
the game looks one way,
Yeah,
but then the cover art looks completely different.
yeah.
Like I
That's
look at the
that's not an
cover art for
unusual.
Cinnabunny,
Yeah.
and it's like then you look at the game, like I'm looking at this one screenshot of this bunny on its hind feet and it says my recipes. I'm looking at the Steam page, and it just the walls and the floor and the tape, it just looks so bland. And I just don't know if I just can't confident. I'm sure the gameplay itself mechanic is good, like the gameplay loop is good, but I just aesthetically, it's so hard for me to look at this game and then it's confusing looking at like the game cover for Lemon Cake and then looking at the game itself. The colors are similar, but then the art style is completely different and it's just like confusing me. And I know it's a common thing, but it's something that I'm like not sure how I feel about.
Hmm.
That's kind of
That's
where I'm
fair.
at. But
Well,
to pivot away from that,
now that Aislinn has taken down the developer of Cinnabunny, uh,
no, I don't want it to be like that.
destroyed them.
No, I don't want to be mean.
Too late.
Uh, I just want to be honest with my feelings.
No, that I mean, this is the thing. Like, this is what I keep saying is like, just because we don't like a game necessarily doesn't mean it's bad, and
Yeah,
all of the reasons that we might like or dislike a game might be the reasons that someone else dislikes or likes a game,
yeah.
right? And that's fine. And whatever games you like, you're totally fine, unless it's Sugar Dew Island or Tamagotchi Plaza.
You know, it really be that way. It really be that
You know
way.
what? Maybe I won't even say Tamagotchi Plaza because like I can after what Micah said to me on the Game of the Year episode that you will hear, listeners, in 2 weeks. He's maybe convinced me that it's not as horrifically bad as I originally thought. and I can see why someone might like it. Sugar Dew Island, on the other hand, is just bad. So let's go back to there's only one bad game, and it's Sugar Dew Island. Everything else is just not for me.
I'm happy to roll with that.
Cozy Caravan have announced that they're leaving early access. Their 1.0 is coming out on the 8th of January. The first release of 2026, I think that'll be.
Woo! Ooh. I was like, wow, I know that news when I was watching the Wholesome Direct. I was like, wow. Spoiled.
Spoiler alert.
I mean, awesome. I'm happy to see it's leaving early access. It's a game that's been on my wish list, so I'm happy to just
You're
see
allowed
it be
to
a
play
full-fledged game. Yay!
Yep. I don't think there's much else to say. It's adding stuff, so
Fair.
Go play the game if you were looking for it.
Yeah.
We also have another update from Traveler's Rest. This is the 3 Trials update, and this adds in new story, new areas, and new characters. This seems to be the first Traveler's Rest, like major Traveler's Rest update that I've seen that hasn't like added in what I would assume would be a core piece of functionality and made me question what was in the game. Like,
Right.
like there was like maybe 4 updates in. They were like, we've just implemented being able to serve drinks in the tavern, and I'm like, is that not your whole thing? It's like if the first Stardew update had like implemented crops. Like, what did you have before this? I don't understand.
Yeah, that's a bit that is a bit odd. But this seems to like you said, make more sense in the sense of it's adding more stuff that shouldn't already exist in the game. Does that make sense? I think that makes sense.
I think we know what you mean.
Yes.
Yeah.
Again, it's one of those days.
Game has been in early access for 5.5 years.
5.5 years.
5.5 years. July
What?
2020 was when it went into early access.
Oh my God, yeah.
But it has very positive reviews on Steam. It has a Steam DB rating of 86%.
Someone 6 hours ago, early access review, thumbs down, finished the game. It's been nearly 6 years.
I find it funny.
Oh,
I wonder what they expect from that, right? Because it's like, well, if they just said it's no longer in early access, but did nothing else, and they were like, here you go, would they be happy with that? Is that it finished, right? And because like they're gonna
Good question.
I mean, this person has 6 hours logged in the game.
Mm-hmm.
It's not very many hours over nearly 6 years. So
that's true. That's a very good point.
Just gonna say, maybe shut up. That's all. I mean, I think people seem to be pretty happy with how it is and are enjoying more updates. And what's the, like no. Okay, we're fine. Yeah, let's move on. Enjoy your update. If you don't like the game, don't play the game.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, that's it. That's the overall learning lesson. If you don't like the game, don't play the game, but don't ruin it for others if they like the game. Let them enjoy the game. That's it.
Unless the game is Sugar Dew Island.
Yes, okay, that's the exception. Asterisk, unless it's Sugar Dew Island. Got it.
Have you even played the
Tamagotchi
game?
included is out of it. No, I never played. No, I'm just I'm happy to dunk as needed.
I will never understand how so many people like it.
I don't know. I saw it has very positive reviews too, and I'm like, I don't know. As far as I know, it's a terrible game because what Al says goes.
67% of people have positive reviews on it, but like, goodness me.
I'm glad someone enjoys it, I guess.
All right. We also have one new game to talk about. This is The Free Shepherd.
I saw. This looks so cute.
Right. So this is, let me read the blurb. Run fast and free as a sheepdog in a beautiful but troubled world. Herd masses of lost sheep to a secret refuge. Discover a mysterious calamity that only you can stop.
I'm so intrigued.
Yeah, why are there so many herds of sheep that I need to... I mean, I guess that's the point of the game, is the mystery, right? It's really fascinating. And do I want to be a collie? Yes, I do want to be a collie and run free around the hills and herd up sheep. That is my dream. That is what I want to be in life.
But I'm so intrigued by this ice land and this big tower and this rock with a perfect circle hole in it.
Is the good boy going to save the world?
I say yes. I hope yes. Also, it's apparently similar to Outer Wilds. I don't know how they made that determination, but...
Oh yeah, what does it say on me? It says this is similar to Hello Kitty Island Adventure.
Two different worlds.
Amazing. This game looks so good.
It does look really good. I think this would be a nice, like, hanging out on the couch, put it on type of game.
Ambient.
Under a blanket.
Also proof that you don't need vibrant colors. You know, when we were talking earlier about colors, you can be non-vibrant colors and still look very inviting.
All it takes is a consistent art direction. That's all. That's it. That's all it is.
Oh, Aislinn, all I want to be is a sheepdog running through the mountains.
I would say same, but I think I more so just want to be a cat.
No, I want to be a good boy.
I'm very, very happy to be a cat, hanging out on my cat tower. But that's just me.
I had a gap year between school and university where I worked at an outdoor centre. And at this outdoor centre, there was a married couple who had two border collies.
Oh,
and, those dogs, I love those dogs so much. They are my favourite dogs. And these dogs were so fast. And like, when I tell you they ran, I mean like they ran. So we were at the top of the hill above the loch, and they would run from the top of the hill all the way down to the loch. And this would take like a 10-minute drive, and they would just like absolutely bolt it down, like so much so that you would hardly see them going. They're just so incredibly fast. And they would just thunder. Amazing dogs. They were also mountain rescue dogs.
Oh, that's so cute.
I love those
dogs. So sweet.
Those dogs are almost certainly dead now.
Oh, why you gotta say it that way? You could have just left it at that.
It's been so long.
But still.
I love those dogs. Those dogs are so good. They just love to. It's like they have a like compulsion to run. It's not that they like to run, it's that they have to run.
Yeah.
Running is what they do. I will run. I will run and herd.
I will watch you run and herd while I sit on my suction cup window cat bed and hang out.
All right. Well, speaking of cats, shall we talk about Snacko?
Oh, yeah. That's a wonderful transition. Wow.
Sometimes I have them. Sometimes.
Wow.
All right. So Snacko, just in case anybody is not aware, Snacko is a farming game, but you're a cat.
Yeah.
That's it. I shouldn't have to tell you any more.
True.
But it is also a good-looking game. It is also a fun game to play. They are wonderful people. I have interviewed them on the podcast far too long ago because time does not exist. It is, I guess, an intro to how it starts is you are on a boat going away to a new land, and your boat, I can't remember, does it just overturn or is it crash into something? I can't remember the details of that.
There's like a hole that
oh yes, it
appears.
Just slowly yeah. And then you awaken on the beach in this new area. January 2020, by the way, is when I interviewed them. Nearly 6 years ago. That's mad.
Wow.
You awaken on the beach. You are awakened by a local. You find the your fellow traveler who is also on the beach, and you start your new life on Snacko Island as the farmer. And your aim of the game is to rebuild Snacko Island. It's dilapidated. There are but 3 cats living on this island now. You, your fellow traveler, and Nobu. The 3 of you are building up this island. You are bringing new people in. You are farming. You are building. You are exploring. You are dungeon mastering. Yes, I don't know how to describe the verb for that. We'll get to that. We'll get to that when we get to it. And is that a fair enough overview of the intro to this game?
I would say, yeah. Let me see how much time I sunk into the game, but I would say, yeah, that's a perfect intro into this game. I've only played it for 7.8 hours. I thought I sunk in more time. I feel like I sunk in so much more time.
That's the beauty of it.
Man.
It disappears time.
It really does. There's just so much to do. And I just keep so busy and I have such a great time. I really thought I sunk in more time. So you're going to have a lot more notes than I am. But still, everything that you said still.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, people don't really need to listen to the rest of the episode. Game's good. Go play it. There you go.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all you need
That's
to know.
it.
Game is
It's
good.
worth it.
And I couldn't possibly say either way, but possibly someone might end up bringing it up in a future episode about good games of the year. You never know. We'll see what comes from that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, should we talk about the visuals then? Because it is how I would describe it as a Paper Mario-esque visuals. Yeah. You are 2D characters in a 3D world. It is quite a vibrant world. The colors pop, and I don't know where I was going with that. I like the visuals.
I love the visuals.
Oh, always got to one-up me there, don't you?
That might unintentionally be my thing. It's not trying to one-up, but it just happens to come across that way. And that's not my intention.
Yeah, I really like it as well. I think one negative I would say about the visuals is some of the areas feel quite samey. There's quite a few areas that feel like this is the grassy area and this is also the grassy area and this is also the grassy area. I would maybe like a little bit more variety in terms of that. But just in general, I like how it looks. I like all the models and stuff. I like the colors. I like the world. I have finally got to a point where I am understanding the layout of the island and being able to go places without the map, which is always a big thing.
Yeah, I would say, even though I have not sunk in as much time as you probably have, I would say I picked up like navigating around the island so far like pretty quickly. Like I picked up on it pretty quickly. I agree with you. The art style and the colors are so very, very, very cute. And so just, it feels childlike in a way, is maybe like the best way to describe it. I feel like I'm just like a kid playing this game again, is the emotions that I feel. And I just love just sitting down at my desk and just playing the game, having the wiki off to the side and just existing. Like the immersion of this game is very much so wonderful. Especially I can't go in yet, but just accidentally walking into the mushroom forest has been like one of my favorite experiences. That was so pretty. Everything feels intentional with the art direction of this game, and I adore it. Although I do agree with the grassy thing. I think
that's the thing, is that's why there being so many just like generic grassy areas is the one kind of is why it's frustrating to me, because the other areas are just so different and everything looks good. And then it's like, and the areas that I'm going into every day are all the same grassy area, right? Like, I think that's the thing is like we have these lovely, gorgeous areas that really you don't go in very much. And, you know, you have to unlock to get into them as you progress the story, which is fine. But then once you've done that, you're only really going in if you need to do something for the quest, right? Like your farm
Yeah.
and the main town area and the kind of more common areas, they're all the kind of grassy areas.
Hmm.
It's not really a complaint, right? Like, it's not like they look bad. It's just like
Hmm.
these other areas look great. I want to be able to see more mystical looking areas more
Hmm.
regularly, you know?
Yeah. I mean, they kind of set the expectation when you check out these, or you accidentally stumble across these other areas, and then you
Hmm.
go back to like your farm and just like the main town area, and it's all
Yeah,
kind of the same.
exactly.
So the expectation has kind of been raised in that sense, but it's also not like a deal breaker or a game changer or
No,
anything for me.
no.
It's just an observation.
Just to make it very clear, we both love this game, and
Yes.
everything we say is nitpicking, right?
Yes.
Like
Yes.
this is not the game is bad because of these. This is the game is great, and if it had these things, it would be perfect rather
Yes.
than anything else. So just to make that fully clear, we love this game. Full
Yes.
stop.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Let's talk about the mechanics then. So
Dale North,
oh,
my
sorry.
beloved, the
Yes, we
music.
didn't talk about music. Yes, good point.
Oh, oh my
My bad.
God.
My bad.
No, you're good. You're good.
Whew.
I needed to get that out of my system.
Yeah.
Dale North, fantastic music. Fantastic music. And then listening to I'm not playing the game and the remixes.
I was going to say, have you listened to the remixes, the Camellia
Oh my
remixes?
gosh. I
Yeah.
was listening to it while I was co-working last week on stream. And I was like, I want to listen to all Dale North music. So I was listening to Magical Delicacy music and Snacko music. And then while it's like you have like the really just like cozy-esque vibes from the Magical Delicacy and the regular Snacko music, and then all of a sudden you have the remixes mixed in there, and I'm just like working on my things and like just headbanging. I'm like, this is so good. I am floored with the music from Snacko. Absolutely floored.
Yeah.
Wonderful music production.
I love that they managed to get Camellia to make remixes. Like, it's such a you kind of because I'm not sure if you're aware of their music.
No, I because of the remixes, I have to check out the rest of their stuff now.
They have quite a lot of songs in Beat Saber.
Oh, sick.
And
That's
they
awesome.
are the like hardest Beat Saber levels. They are like the oh no, here we go. I am going to massively lose. Like the only ones I haven't finished on expert are Camellia songs. They are just insane. Some of them,
That's sick. That's awesome. I gotta look into their stuff. I
and
definitely gotta look into their stuff.
they've done collaborations with Toby Fox, and
Oh,
stuff like that. So yeah, they're not, you know, a small. Not that Dale North is, you know, this
yes.
tiny, but
Uh-huh.
like, yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah. I see like their album covers for some of their other um works. I mean, even the album cover for the Snacko remixes for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is do they make Vocaloid music?
I
I
don't
see
know
Miku.
details of that.
I see a Miku.
I'm not
Count
particularly
me in.
surprised.
Ooh, I see a Teto. I'm in. Give me Vocaloid. I'm in. Oh my God, yeah, they featured on Vocaloid hits. Okay,
There you
I'm
go.
digressing. That's awesome. That's sick. Okay, definitely on the list. That's awesome.
So,
Yeah,
okay,
music great.
good. Yeah, visual's good, music's good, fantastic.
Hmm. Do we move on to
You're
the?
gonna well let's talk about before we get into like the full mechanics, let's talk about the beginning of the game. You've got your customization.
Hmm.
I made a ginger cat.
Aw, you
I
made my
like my little
Maki.
ginger cat.
You basically made my Maki.
Sure.
Yeah, I did actually, yeah, I forgot. I made a note that I was trying to make a tuxedo cat, specifically my past cat Precious, and I just wish there was a little bit more customization with the cat pattern because I can't add like a little white patch on the chest, um, which I'm just slightly bummed about, but I made it work.
Mm-hmm.
So, but otherwise, like the character customization is pretty good. It's pretty standard. I just wish there was more.
I spent quite a lot of time in there making sure I was happy and, getting the right color and
Hmm.
stuff like that. This is normally where we talk about tutorial. I kind of don't want to talk about tutorial a lot because it's going to tie into the quests a lot, which I want to talk about later. But suffice to say, I think they've done tutorial really well. Like, I am such a big
Yeah.
critic of tutorial. The very start of the game, you have a bit of, dialogue and tutorial to really get you started. But it's particularly short. It's like the absolute basics of things. And then all the other tutorial is in quests that you can just choose to do. So if you're like, oh, I want to do fishing, and you haven't been told about fishing, you go to the quests board and you see the one that is a tutorial for fishing, and that's how
Hmm.
you learn about fishing and you get the fishing rod, etc., etc. So
Yeah.
I think it's a really good way of doing it, especially for someone like me, where it's like, here is the absolute basics you need for this game, and also you can skip that if you want. When you're creating your save file, you can say skip tutorial day, but you've got like, I don't know, it maybe took like 10 minutes or something to get through the tutorial day. And then once you've done that, you now have the basics of the game. You can just go and do what you want, or you can go and then learn more tutorial, go through more tutorial and learn more about the other parts of the game as you unravel the game. Like, you can leave some of it really late.
Yeah, that's true. Now I think about it, that is a very good point. You can leave some of that stuff to whenever you want to do it, and you can just do whatever you want in whatever order that you want, which is very nice to have that flexibility. Very, very nice to have that flexibility.
Yeah. Yeah, really, really good. The one disadvantage of it is, like, there are sometimes you might not realize that, oh, there's this thing I could use. Like, it took me ages to realize there was a sword you could get because I just hadn't
Oh,
noticed that
yeah.
tutorial quest.
Mhm.
And so I was like manually getting rid of the grass on my farm by using the hoe on every single square. And then,
Yeah.
and then I was like, oh, is there a faster way? I Googled whether there was a fast way to do it. And they were like, you get the sword. And I'm like, oh, there's a sword. Yeah, okay.
I just stumbled
But
across that quest recently.
if you are aware that's how these quest things work, there is on the quest board there is like a tutorial section, so you can look in
Mhm.
that and see all of the tutorial quests. If you want to
Yeah.
just filter it into that, which is really good.
It's very nice that they have the different categories filtered like that for the quests. Whether you want to do main story, whether you want to do, I guess like guild stuff, whether
All
you
right, we're
want to
talking about
do.
quests.
Okay, yeah, we're just going straight into quests.
Finally.
That
Okay,
is
yeah. So
fine.
there is the quests are basically almost entirely like pulling quests rather than pushing them to you. And what by
Yes.
that I mean, like, you have to ask for quests. It
Hmm.
never goes like, oh, here are 10 quests, go. And I actually really like that because it means that if you don't want to focus on something, you can just ignore it. So you have a
Hmm.
quest board in the middle of the town, and you go to it and you say, I want this quest. And before you select the quest, it tells you what you need to do to start it, like all of the steps and what you get for it. So if you don't have access to something or you don't want to do a specific thing, then you can just ignore that quest without. There's nothing I find more annoying than having a quest you can't do just now and just sitting
Hmm.
there for days and days and days with this quest that you can't complete, just sitting in your list of things
Hmm.
to
Yeah.
complete. And so the fact that I can look at it and go, oh, okay, yeah, I can do all these things. Let me select that quest just now and go and do it. Is really nice. I really like that.
I also like that there's no time limit for these quests, at least what I've encountered
Mhm.
so far.
Yeah.
You could just, again, do them whenever you want, which is awesome.
It's a cottagecore game. That's kind of, yeah, it's one of the things
I
that,
love it.
we like about these games is the less stress. They like do what you want.
Yeah. I guess I think about that because I think about the quest board or the request,
Ah,
whatever the
yes,
thing
yes,
is called
yes,
in
yes,
Stardew. And
yes.
it's like, you have 3 days. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I have no idea if I'm going to catch this fish. I have no idea.
I
Which,
just I just ignored those quests then. If I wasn't sure I could do it, I never took a quest because I'd much
I
rather not have a quest than fail a quest.
but the thing is I love quests, so it's like my thing is I always want to do the quests first, but it's like also I need to do this thing and this thing and this thing and like I want to do this quest first, but I have to do this thing and this I just yeah, I guess that's fair. I shouldn't pick up the quest in the first place, but when I see it there, it's like I have to interact with it. I can't not interact with it.
I don't think I've ever done a fish quest in Stardew. Just because I'm like, no, I don't I'm not doing that. Right? Like,
That's fair. That's fair. I'm just a
Um,
quest person, I guess, to be fair. But
yes,
yeah, again, not having a time limit is awesome
I
because
agree.
speaking of the fishing quest, like one of the quests is requires you to catch salmon,
Mhm.
and I can't find salmon. I am trying over and over and over again, and I can't find salmon.
I presume you've made sure you're fishing in the right spot at the right time, etc.
Yes, yes, and I still can't. It's bad RNG for me.
Such is life.
Yeah.
That's the
Mhm.
problem with fishing. Always the problem with fishing,
Yeah, yeah,
which we'll get onto later.
fair. Yeah, the way it's all organized and everything, very nice.
Yep.
I like that you can also take notes in game for said quests if you want.
Hmm.
Also very nice.
Yep. In game with these things is really important because, like, for me, because a lot of I know a lot of people are like they'll sit with their notepad next to them or their spreadsheet next to them, and they'll be like typey 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 or righty
Hmm.
righty righty. I'm not like that. If I have a notebook, it's lost.
Yeah.
If I have something written down there, it's gone. And if I'm playing a game, I'm not playing it in a place where I will want to be looking at a spreadsheet, right? Like I'm
Hmm.
sitting on my sofa watching TV with my wife and I am also playing Snacko on my handheld console, right? Like I'm not sitting there wanting to have a spreadsheet up on my laptop at the same time.
Hmm.
And so yeah, being able to note things down in game is really good.
I will say, even though I did make the note that being able to take notes in the game is sick, and I will probably take advantage of that more when I am playing it, because I actually haven't played it on my Steam Deck yet, because I've just been every time I've been playing it, I've been at home, so I'm like, oh, I might as well just sit at my PC because I like sitting at my PC. Um, so I have actually been using a notebook for my note taking as I'm playing the game, but having the option to go between both is very nice, especially in your case.
Yeah, for sure.
But I will say, speaking of the notebook, I wish that I could pin more than one crafting recipe while doing the quests because then I'm not even pinning them anymore because I'm just writing them in my notebook because I need sometimes for like one quest you have to make like I think like paper. In order to make paper, you need this thing. But then to like you have to make like you have to make I think it was a sleeping box. So you need to make paper to then make cardboard to then make the sleeping box. So it's like one, two, three. And I would like to just be able to pin all three to the side, but I can't. So that's why I ended up just writing it all down.
Yeah.
Minor complaint, but just my just just a complaint.
Yeah, fair.
And I do wish too that I could pin locations or villagers on the map for
Yeah.
markers and also just access
I think
more maps.
the map in general is probably the game's weakest point.
I would agree.
I think it's functional and it technically does everything I want it to do. It's just awkward doing most of the things with it, right? So if you want to like open up, okay, so let me open up my map and see where Nobu is.
Yeah.
If he's in the area of the map that I'm in, I will be able to see him unless he's in a building. If he's in a different area of the map that I can't see him. And
Yep.
I don't know how to know whether I see him or not.
Yep.
You just have to kind of like scan over and see. Some people and some buildings show in a list that you can then like click on and it will highlight it on the map, but not everything.
Yeah.
I don't think I don't have the game open in front of me, but I think, for example, correct me if I'm wrong, but like Nobu's house, I don't think you can highlight on the map, for example. And I'm not sure why that is. I might be wrong about Nobu's house, but there's certainly some buildings that I went to go and like click on the list in the map to see where it was, and it just wasn't in the list anywhere.
I think you're right. I can't remember either, and I also don't have the game open, so I can't fully remember. Um, but I remember having an issue, and it might have just been my game being funky at one point,
Uh-huh.
but I remember not related, but kind of tangentially related. The calendar too, I was having a trouble with interacting with it at some point. Like I could not click on the calendar at all. So I'm just looking at this calendar and I see like three pieces of cake on the calendar and I'm like, I assume that's someone's birthday, but I could not interact with it and it was weird. So it might be just an occasional glitch thing, is my suspicion,
Yeah.
because that doesn't seem right. But I still agree that the map could use more work, especially with like being able to view more areas at once.
Yeah, it's also just things like, like moving between the tabs for different items and stuff like that. It's just
Mm,
everything on the map is just slightly more awkward to do than would be ideal.
yes.
And I'm really focusing on this purely because it is like the one area where I've been a little bit disappointed in it. I think it could do with a lot of little bits of work in different places. It's not like it needs a complete overhaul. There's just like a few different kind of user experience things that it could use in terms of improvement, and if
Yeah.
you did like 5 things it would be a million times better. Yeah, that's all. It's not massive, and it's not like I hate the map. I still use it. It's still good enough to do what I want it to do. It just takes like a few more clicks every time than I would like to do the standard
Yeah.
things and
hmm
stuff like that.
Yeah, that's another thing too with since you mentioned like the toggling in between things in the map in general and just more clicks. Since I've been playing it at my PC, when I end up opening up like my journal or my quest log or anything or the map, I end up just switching to I primarily play with the controller, but when I open up that stuff, I end up using my mouse because
Hmm.
trying to toggle in between like the different filters, for example, for the quests feels slightly awkward. Nothing terrible, but it just feels a little bit clunky,
Mhm.
especially when I could be using the bumpers and triggers more to be able to
Mhm.
cycle
Mhm.
through
Mhm.
different areas of the menu overall. So in
I,
addition to that with the map, it just feels a bit awkward. So I ended up like hovering over different areas of the map with my mouse because it's just
yeah,
faster.
I will say I agree with you. I also think that this is a much better game in terms of controller support than most games are,
I
in my
agree. I agree.
experience. They've clearly properly integrated the controller. It's not just like pretending it's a mouse and keyboard, which a lot of controller support does, right? But yeah, I agree. I think it's difficult when you build a interface for mouse and keyboard and then you add on controller support. A lot of things are not ideal. And then you have the option of, do we change how the UI works now that we have it, and we're adding this, or do we make the controller support less ideal? And they definitely went with the second option, which I understand why they did. But yeah, it's like the is it the journal, is that what they call it, where you've got the quests and there's like the recipes and all this stuff. It's like a big book with all the
Yeah.
stuff in.
Ooh, the recipes is a struggle.
That whole book is technically fine in terms of how the controller works, but as you say, like it could work a little bit nicer in terms of like, to switch
Yeah.
tab you have to like go to the left and then select the tab with the buttons, and then press the A button, and then it selects that tab. And it's simple things like, I have the like pressing in of the right control stick to go to quests. There's a claim
Yes.
all button for the quests. If you have a bunch of quests that are completed, you can press the button to claim it all. But
Yes.
it
Love that.
doesn't work by default unless unless your focus is on the quests section of the book. So if I press
Oh,
if
I
I
didn't even
press the
realize
right
that.
control stick to go into quests and press the X button, it doesn't claim everything. I have to press the control stick in and then go right on the D-pad or the left analog stick and then press X. That's the only way that it'll work.
That is a good
It's
point.
like such small, tiny things that like sound so pernickety, and it's like so pathetic, the fact that we're talking about these things. But this is just the level of, when you like a game this much, you just go into this. There's so few things about it that are like fundamentally problems that you go into these really narrow, weird things. And it's just like, every time I want to claim a
Yeah.
quest, I have to do it one extra button press, which is so silly, but also just that little bit annoying. It's like,
It's just a little bit.
exactly,
It's not
exactly.
ruining my
So like,
experience, but it's
if
just a little
if I
bit.
open the quest thing, putting my focus on the quests by default would save me so much minor annoyances as I play the game.
I agree. I agree. And again, I've personally adjusted by just using my mouse at points like that. So that's maybe another reason that I just don't even realize sometimes. But it is, I remember when I first, it's like one of the first notes that I took when I was making my notes for this
Yeah,
recording eventually was just, it felt a little clunky. It could be a little bit better. I do agree the control support is very good in contrast to other games, but it could always
agreed.
be better. It can
Agreed.
always be better.
All right. So that's quests, and have we done all of the? Oh, we've not done all the control stuff. So let's talk about more controls, more in general, because we talked about the menus and the map and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Let's talk about how good the jumping in this game is.
Oh, it's so
Not only,
good.
not
The
only do
jump
you get to jump,
dash.
and by the
Oh,
way, jumping will be a major theme of the Game of the Year episode. Just saying. Not only is jumping fun, but you have a double jump right from the start. I get a double jump straight away.
yes. Yes. Oh, it's so
I
good.
cannot,
It's
I don't
so
walk in this
good.
game. I just cannot walk. I am jumping. I'm jumping and dashing. I'm jumping over things and I'm jumping round things. I'm jumping through things. Why walk when you can jump?
I see why you want to be a border collie.
Gotta jump,
It's
jumping
all making
everywhere.
sense. It's all making sense. No, I have nothing else to add. It's so good. If you want to walk, if you want to just, run around or whatever, like you can do
Who
that.
does that?
But if you want to like I agree. If you want to you will be jumping and dashing rather, and it feels so good. It feels so good. And it just does not feel like a slog to get through because you have these options and it's
Yeah.
so nice. It's so
One
nice.
complaint that I do have is that because the jumping is so much fun, I want to jump everywhere. It means that the few invisible walls they have are really frustrating. I don't know if you, I
I
don't know if
don't even
you not
remember.
experienced them. So
I
see
don't
when you're
even
coming
remember.
from your farm
Mm-mm.
to the main town entrance, the archway that's over the where
Yeah.
your box is, your shipping box.
Hmm.
You can't go over that because it's an invisible wall.
Oh, so I didn't even never even jump that high. I
I
just
see. I
jumped
see.
through
I
it.
tried to go over it because it feels like it will be faster. It feels like a shortcut, but then it doesn't let me jump over it.
Again, minor complaint. I'm like, just jump through it then. That's it. That's
Yeah,
all it
yeah,
is.
yeah. But what if I want to jump over it?
No, I agree. I
You
agree.
wouldn't stop a
100%.
border collie
Hey, there
jumping
could be a
over it,
patch
would
that
you?
comes down the line. I would not stop a border collar from doing just about anything. If that's what makes their heart happy, that's what makes their heart
Except
happy.
attacking birds and done that.
Mm-hmm.
But
That I
yeah,
can agree
no, I
with.
mean, legitimately, the controls for movement are great. The
Yeah, very smooth, very
um,
seamless.
there's a lot to talk about the controls. I think so many things are really great. There's like the what's it, decorating. You go into the decorating mode, and you can like
Mm.
you can either do things on the grid or you can like go off the grid and do things slightly differently. You can like move your camera around to view. I will have talked or I will be talking in the Game of the Year episode about how this game is one of the few games that I actually like to decorate in. And I knew that right back at the start when I played the alpha just before the interview that I did nearly 6 years ago. I knew that this game was special in terms of decorating because I just don't care in most games, but this game makes it fun. And it
Right.
makes me feel like I can actually do it as well. It has the flexibility, but it also has the guardrails that allow you to make something that doesn't look terrible. So many times I'm just like, oh, I don't know, like the bed goes there, the bookcase goes there, but it doesn't look good, and I don't know why. Whereas everything I do in this looks good.
Yeah. And it helps that the art style and everything, just the art direction all meshes
Mm-hmm.
really well together, in addition to the flexibility that they give you with if you want to use the grid system, you can. If you want to go off the grid system, you can. Like they give you that flexibility and it just allows for, I feel like, more creativity to flow. And no matter what you put with what, because the art direction is so consistent and so good, everything looks great together. And it's just a wonderfully whimsical
Yeah,
time.
yeah, for sure. And it's like they have Like you can rotate by like 45 degrees, which makes things
Mm-hmm.
automatically nicer, right? Like my bed is
Mm-hmm.
like diagonally from the corner, and it just feels so much nicer than just like, oh, it's like sticking straight out from a wall. You
Yeah,
it
right?
just feels so much nicer. And like my house as well, you like put your house down when you first start the game, and I put it like just to the right of the river at an angle. And it feels so much
Hmm.
nicer. And coincidentally ended up lining up perfectly to where I wanted to farm things, so I can just have a nice little path going down from there. But yeah, it's really nice. Oh, that reminds me.
Yeah, I gotta.
Sorry. Just thoughts
No,
are
you're good. You're
coming to
good.
me as I'm talking. If you're building things, right? So say the first example I found this was when I was putting down my stone path from my house to my farm. If you run out of the item that you have, but it's an item you can craft, and you have the items that you need to craft it, you can just keep building the thing, and it will automatically craft you the item so you can put it down. So you don't need to do anything. So like you're sitting going
Yes.
putting down your path, but you only have 5 paths, but it only takes 1 stone to do it, and you have 100 stone in your box in your house. By the way, you're outside putting down path. You run out of
Hmm.
path. You just put another piece of path down, and it just uses up a stone. You don't. It's so
Yep.
many steps are taken away. And it's great. I love it. Absolutely love that. That's so much fun because I the thing that annoys me most about decorating, especially with like path or something where you've got a lot of one item, is like trying to figure out how many you need, and then you either underestimate, in which case you need to go and craft more, or you overestimate, in which case you have leftovers. And then what do you do with the leftovers? Whereas here you don't have to do that. You make one item, and then you go and start putting it down, and you just keep doing it until you have all of you need, and then you're
Yep.
done. It's amazing.
Yep. That was my one of my biggest issues with Animal Crossing was just
Oh
trying
my
to
word.
plan that stuff out. And that's why I like never did it because I was like this crafting situation is just so
Yeah.
way too much thought that I
Yeah.
don't want to put
And
in.
they didn't and
So
they
the
didn't
fact that
even
they've
have bulk
just
crafting
oh
until next year.
oh my God, I know, literally. So like
It's
this when
miles
it
ahead
comes
of
to that
everything this
stuff,
is.
this it I feel like this game, this is like a very general statement. It really it gives you the freedom to do whatever you want and go and as slow or as fast as you want. And regardless of how you want to play, you how you want to play the game, it respects your
Mhm.
time. And I so much so appreciate that when it comes to farming games. I feel like there are a lot of farming games that don't respect your time, and it is more grindy than it needs
Mhm.
to be. And I don't mind the grind, to be fair. And if you want to grind, that's okay. But as someone that doesn't always want to do that, the fact that this game lets, like, just again respects your time, in
Mhm.
my opinion, more so, I very much so
Mhm.
appreciate it.
You have a bunch of thoughts, controls wise, lots of smaller items that you want to talk about. Go for it.
Hmm. Yeah. So actually circling back to the house thing, I gotta move my house. I gotta move my house because I accidentally put it
Oh
down on a
no.
bush. I didn't realize that. So now there's like a little like bush graphic like clipping through my house on from the outside.
It's a good thing it's really easy to move your house.
Yeah, I gotta move it. I just haven't made the active effort to move it, but like
Which by the way is a great thing, the fact that it's so easy to just move it. And by the way, you can move it just by like
Mhm.
one thing. None of this nonsense like Stardew has, where it's like, oh, you can't put it there, something's in the way. No, something's not in the way. It's the thing I'm moving that's in the way. It can't be in the way. No,
No.
there's none of that, because I did the same thing. I put the first building you put down for person coming to the island. I did the same thing. I thought I was having to like rebuild the broken stuff, so I was like, oh, I'm going to build it on this broken thing, not realizing that you actually break down the broken stuff
Hmm.
manually.
Hmm. Hmm.
This is a brand new building, you're not fixing a building. So I like put it on, and it was like slanted on top of this
Oh
half wall.
no.
It was such a weird situation. So I was like, oh no, I really hope I can move that. Oh yes, I can. It is incredibly easy to move it.
It's
Thank
great.
goodness
It's
for
great.
that.
Again, that just circling back to the game respecting your time. Just you don't have to go through all these different hoops to fix a mistake that you made. They're just like, oh, you made a mistake. Easy, let's fix it. That's it. It's great.
And I get that some games are doing it to be like realistic, right? Oh, not that like moving your house is realistic to do in 2 days, but they're at least trying to do something there. I understand that, but like not every game needs to do that, and I'm glad that Snacko's not doing it. Like I get that some want to, and I understand why people were like, this makes it better, but okay.
I'm playing a game to play a game. I'm not playing a game to experience reality times 2.
Yeah. Yes.
I understand where you're coming from, but I'm playing a game to play a game. But other little things that I like is the go home feature. Love that. Love that. But then to kind of just go like a little bit back and forth with the go home feature in mind, I wish I could read the things in the bookshelf from the menu rather than having to go home.
Yes.
I never read them. To be fair, doesn't really matter that much because I never read them. But if I were to read them, it would be nice to have like easy access to them rather than, again, having to go home. But at least there's a very easy go home feature for like fast traveling, essentially. It's very nice. Very, very, very nice. So like if you're in the, I haven't hit the mines yet, to be fair, but I would assume that if you were in the mines and you were just like, oh no, it's getting late, you don't have to worry about running home like I've done many, 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 many times in Stardew.
As you rush and you're like, I don't know if I'm going to make it.
Thank goodness for Stardew mods.
Yeah.
The fact that I could just hit go home is so, so, so nice. And then also the bag size is also awesome as well. Like they give you so much space in your bag, and then it's so easy to make more storage. It's awesome.
Yep.
It's like it's the perfect amount of like grinding, but like not too much grind to feel like you're being like burnt out. You can save anywhere, anytime, which is great. You can auto deposit, which is always a wonderful thing.
The auto depositing thing is so good.
It's so
and
good.
Let me tell you, the sorting in the boxes is better than any other game I've played. Like so many times it's like, oh, I didn't quite sort the way I would want to sort it. No, this time it's doing everything you want. It's great. I love it.
And I already said this, but again, just playing with the wiki open has been a good experience. So just Google in general. Like I've been really enjoying like playing the game with the wiki, having my little notebook, and just it's been really, really nice. In regards to quote unquote dislikes or like criticism, I guess you could say criticism. me thing is the
let's talk about that.
Okay, that sounds good. I like that. That works. That sounds good to me. I think I talked about everything then.
Oh, you
I already brushed upon it. So this is a great transition.
So let's talk about farming. So the farming is pretty standard in terms of how it works, right? Like you till the land, you sow a seed, you water the seed, eventually it grows and you harvest it and then you recycle. Pretty standard. No one's looking for anything funny or special here. It does what it wants to do. The actual use of the tools is a little bit different than normal. So you have if you just like press the button to do something, it will do it and it will use a certain amount of stamina. But if you hold the button to till the land or chop a tree or whatever, there's a bar that pops up, and if it gets to the top of the bar and you let it go, you will lose less stamina than if you don't do that. I've got two things to say about this. One, interesting. I quite like that. Two, I never do it. And the reason why I never do it, Aislinn, is because I would much rather spam the button and get through time quicker and then just go to sleep and do more the next day than spend the time to hold down the button to do less stamina. But I can do four button presses of a tool in the time that it would take to do one less effective stamina item, if that makes sense. Yeah. So I just never do that. I think it's an interesting way of doing things, and if you really care about like min-maxing things, I can see why you would do that. But like I'm the guy that like speed runs spring of farming games, right? Because I'm like, I don't care about this. There's nothing to do right now. I've done everything I need to do. Let me go to sleep at 10 in the morning,
10 in
right?
the morning.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Like spring year one is time for sleeping. It's time for farming, and once I've
Wild.
done the farming, when I've run out of stamina, I am
That's
sleeping.
wild. Wildly different
So
from
yeah,
how I operate.
I'm just spamming that button. But let me tell you, I love how quick it is. So if first of all, have you noticed that the watering is the same amount of stamina no matter how long you hold the button down for? Have you
No,
noticed
I
that?
did not realize.
There
Good
you
to
go, a
know.
little trick for you.
Yeah, I appreciate that. That
But
does save me some time.
But I love how fast it is, right? So I have like, oh, what is it, like 22 by 3 or something crops on my farm just
Mhm.
now, and so I'm just like going from one end to the other, and I just like hold the analog stick to the right, make sure my camera's set up right, so I'm going completely
Yeah.
across, and then I'll just mash that
Yeah,
button
yeah,
for
yeah,
doing
yeah.
it,
Me too.
and I'm down that line in like 5 seconds. It is super
Hmm.
super fast. I love it. And it's like cutting down a tree. I just mash that button until the tree's gone, and it's gone in a couple of
Yep.
seconds. I love how fast these tools are. It's
Yep.
great. It makes early game Stardew feel like a slog.
I agree. I love, again, I will keep saying it over and over, respecting your time. Respecting your time. It is incredibly efficient while still giving you, like, scratching that itch of wanting to
Mhm.
have a fun farm, like getting the farming out of your system.
Mhm. I also love how there's like little things, like for example, if you plant onion seeds, you can either harvest them as green onions or you can wait and harvest them as onions.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I agree. Yeah.
Like just things like that. Like I've never really seen that in another farming game, except presumably Farming Simulator does it, but like we ignore that. Um, like the idea of like your crop will change because like, you know, I haven't got like any peppers yet, but I don't know whether that would be a similar thing where it starts off as green and then goes red. I don't know.
Ooh, yeah.
Maybe I'll be disappointed if it turns out it doesn't work that way. But like, you know, stuff like that I think is really fun. Those little things.
Hmm.
I've just never seen a farming game try and do that. And that was like the second crop they give you. And I thought that was really fun way to try
I
these
guess
things.
maybe, to be fair, I never even realized that that was not a common thing in farming games because,
Mm.
as you know, there's only so many farming games that I can cycle through and play. So
Hmm.
if we're going me versus you, I would argue that you have played significantly more farming games than I have. And yeah, it's not even something that I picked up on, but now that you point that out, I'm like, oh, that is really cool that they are, I guess, realistic in that sense in a way. Is that realistic actually? Either way, it's a good
I think it
feature.
is. I think a green onion is just a an onion sprout. I'm pretty sure that's what it
That's a
is.
good question. I actually don't know. Shows how much of a farmer I am, but
Yeah,
um,
yeah. It's green onions are a type of allium vegetable harvested young.
huh,
So yeah, yeah.
cool, sweet. All right, so we got some realism in there.
I think it's
I think
cool.
it's awesome. I guess the one little quote unquote issue that I have that I wrote down as well is I wish it's a personal thing. I wish tilling didn't use stamina, but that's me just coming from the mindset of the other game that I'm picking up here and there in regards to a farming sim is of course Stardew. So it's like a very minor thing. I will feel better about it because I also haven't gotten the sword yet. So I'm sure once I get the sword, then I'm just gonna have no issues whatsoever at that point. So
Yeah.
not something I'm pressed about whatsoever. It was just like, man, I just wish this tilling didn't use stamina. And that was it. Um, I the farming in the game feels great so far. I am enjoying building up my farm. I normally I think oddly enough, one of the most off-putting things in regards to farming games is the farming because of how much of a slog it can be. So the fact that they've made it in a way where it feels satisfying or I guess
Yeah.
rewarding to do farming, they nailed it. I really think they nailed it.
So I just googled it, and that is how bell peppers work in the game as well. You harvest them early, you get green ones. You harvest them later, you get red ones.
Ah, that's nice.
Like here I was all ready to be disappointed in the game, and they've gone and done it.
They're really hitting everything that we want in a game, and it's awesome.
It's such an unnecessary thing to add, but I love it. It's great.
It's all about the little things. It really is like all the little things add up to be this wonderful mishmash that has been formed into this game. Just the smallest quality of life things. I mean, evident here, the smallest quality of life things can
Yeah,
be sometimes a little bit of a drag, but then
yeah.
all these other little things just make us dismiss the other negative little things. I don't really know where I'm going with that. I'm kind of just going off on a little bit of a slightly incoherent tangent, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, farming, I think overall we're enjoying it. It's good. It's pretty
Mhm.
standard. I believe there are like more tools to automate it more, which I'm looking forward to getting.
Mhm.
But those will feel like an advantage to me rather than just like in most farming games. It's like, oh, good, now I don't have to water anymore, and it won't be like, oh, thank goodness I don't need to water anymore. It's, oh yeah, this just speed things up a little bit
Yeah.
because of I'm not hating watering, right? Like I don't feel like I have to artificially limit myself to how much I can water in a day, because you can pretty much water anything
Mhm.
with how this game works, which I really like. And the sprinklers will just mean I don't have to go through the effort of that and can do something else instead,
Yeah,
which I'm looking forward
I
to.
agree. I agree. I'm very much still looking forward to sprinklers. As much as I
Oh yeah,
enjoy watering, I'm just like
no,
having those extra quality
absolutely,
life things is gonna be
absolutely.
nice.
I'm not, yeah, I'm not saying I'm not, I am looking forward to them, but like in Stardew I'm like speed running to the point where I can get the sprinklers, so I don't, because like it's so slow watering all your crops. It's like walk up, press the button, 2 second animation, walk up,
Hmm.
press the button,
Yeah.
two, whereas here it's like bam 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 bam,
Hmm.
and like that is the actual speed that it is. I'm not exaggerating how fast that
Yeah.
watering is. It is like you are doing like 5 or 6 a second. It is like super super fast. You can really speed through it if you've got a quick
Once you
finger.
get it down to a science, like yeah, you can
Yeah.
you can really speed run it.
Just make sure that camera is at the right angle so you don't end up going at a diagonal down
You'll
your
well, once you
crops.
workshop it, you'll have it down
Yeah.
pat, and it's just
Yeah.
it's a I could sit there and just water all day. I could sit there and till all day if I want to, because it just feels great to do so.
Yeah. For sure. For sure. Fishing, the other one that's kind of like standard in farming games. And every farming game has a different way of doing it. This is a very different fishing mini game than most farming games, right?
Yeah.
So in my experience, you've got two ways of doing fishing. You either do the Animal Crossing way of fishing, which is you wait until the thing happens, you press the button, you catch it. Or you do the Stardew one, which is you wait until it catches on, you press the button, and then you have to like keep the bobber at a specific point, pressing one button to make it go up, and then wait for it to go down. And those are fine. I really like this fishing mini game.
I
So to
agree.
try it, I'm going to try and paint a visual picture for those of you that can actually visualize things in your head. And I'm sorry if you're like me and can't. You are given a I'm going to describe this as a baseball field looking thing. Is that
Yeah.
fair? I'm not an American, but I'm pretty sure that looks like a
Yeah,
baseball
it's like a
field.
baseball
You're
field. I would agree.
like what, a 45-degree angle roughly, of area with a curved top, and you have the fish in the middle, and you've got like your fishing line that's kind of like a line going up the baseball field from the point to the circle at the top. And basically what you have to do is you have to hold the button and follow the fish left and right as it moves around the angle. So you're basically like changing what angle your fishing line is at to where the fish is. And if you're on it, it'll come closer towards you. And if you're off it, it'll go get further away, and eventually it will break the line and disappear. I think this is a much more easy is not the right word, because like some of the fish can be quite difficult, but it feels much more, I don't even want to say accessible either. It feels more graspable.
Yeah,
Does
I
that make sense?
no, it
I don't
does
know
make
how to
sense.
describe my feeling towards it, but it feels better.
I enjoy it more than Stardew and Animal Crossing. I would say if I were to rank the three, it would be I enjoy the Snacko one because it does. I agree that I don't. I agree that accessible is not necessarily the correct word, but it feels graspable indeed. Like I feel like I did pick it up
Yeah.
faster and I enjoy fishing more. Initially, I liked Animal Crossing fishing, but sometimes it just gets very stressful having to like time it out perfectly and you miss it. And you're just like, ah. And then the Stardew one is just very stressful. Most of the time, I'm just like kind of, I might as well be screaming through half of them sometimes because I'm just like, ah. So,
Yeah.
like, I would say Snacko, Animal Crossing, Stardew, if we're just talking about those three, um,
Yeah.
is like my ranking of best to worst experiences. I
Yeah.
appreciate what Stardew does, but it is very stressful at points. And Animal Crossing is generally good, but then when it's a very difficult fish to catch, it becomes kind of a lot. And I guess I haven't had too many difficult fish experiences yet in Snacko, but so far I've been enjoying the experience the most when it comes to fishing. Like that little mini game feels, like you said, graspable. So I get what you mean.
Yeah. I feel like I just a lot of them are just the Stardew one, but like in a different way.
Hmm.
But like essentially it's the same thing, whereas this is much different because those ones are like you press a button to move it one direction and then let go of the button to move it another direction. I don't like the lack of control there, where it's like if you go too high, you have to wait. You don't have a way to like reverse it. You just have to
Hmm.
wait for gravity. Whereas in this one, it's like, oh, I went too far. Let me just go the other direction,
Yeah.
right? And it's just about making sure that you keep up to date with it. And if you fail it, it's completely because you just went the wrong way.
Actually, question. I don't know if you noticed because I have to actually test it, and I'll probably test it later today or tomorrow or something. But so what I really, really like about the fishing actually is the fact that when you interact with the fish and start the fishing like mini game, we'll call it, it shows you what fish you caught you or what fish you could be catching.
Mm, yes, yes,
And
yes.
that is, I think, by far my favorite part of it. But my question is, if you see the fish and you're like, I don't need another, if you're not like me and you're like, I don't need another salmon, can you just back out of the mini game? And does
I
that
think you
use your
can.
stamina?
That I don't know.
That is something that
That's a
I'm
good
curious
question.
about.
Yeah.
So, noted for later. I will try to remember to check. I'm curious if it uses up your stamina. If you look at the fish and you're like, I don't want it, and then you leave. But I do like
Yeah,
that
I'm
you
pretty
have the
sure you can
option.
just back out, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much
Yeah, I know
if
for a
it
fact you
uses
can back
stamina or
out, but I
whatever.
haven't realized, yeah, the stamina part. But
Yeah.
regardless, the option is nice. If you didn't want to waste your time with it, you just sacrifice the stamina, that's fine. If you don't sacrifice your stamina and you don't waste the time, even better. Either way works for me.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Maybe we talk about cooking next. I've not done a lot of cooking because cooking is not my favorite thing to do in games. Do you want
Mhm.
to? Is you've done some cooking? Talk about
I've done
cooking.
a little bit of cooking. I will say I also have not done too much cooking. I wish I have I want to do more cooking, but my quests have just been having me do many other things that I want to do more.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, very simply, I didn't really write down any notes just because it's good, it's standard. I don't know if it's necessarily anything outstanding, but it's fine. I like that it exists. I appreciate that it exists so I can cook things so I can basically be able to replenish my stamina throughout the day more. But that's also kind of a standard thing in, I would say, a number of different farming games. So it's
Yeah.
good. No, nothing outstanding, nothing to complain about at the moment. If there is something, I will follow up at a later point because I just haven't had enough experience with the cooking to really say too much. But um, it's good.
I've never come across cooking that I actively enjoy in these games. It's all just about how much I would do or don't dislike it,
Yeah.
right? And it's like how much time it takes to create a thing. So I haven't actually done any of the cooking. Do you get recipes and can you just like click on a recipe and make a bunch of one recipe or something like that? Or
I'm
are you not that far into the
I
game?
believe you can. I've only made like one thing at a time, but I believe you can. I feel like you should be
Right.
able to. It
Yeah.
would not make sense to me if you couldn't do that because then that would go against the rest of the game. So I think you can. But yeah, I haven't had enough. I probably have had more experience with cooking than you, but I would argue it's not all that much more.
So it looks like they don't have like proper bulk cooking, but if you make a recipe, you can just like there's a button press to just make it again. So you can just like press it
Oh,
and
yes,
it will
yes,
keep
yes,
making
yes,
it.
yes, yes. That's what it
Um,
is. Which is fine. Again, I
yeah,
it's not
and it
something that
uses
upset
it.
me, so it's not something that I like took
Yeah,
major note of.
yeah. It's just like I like the idea of like going out and like catching a bunch of fish and then going and cooking them all. And it's just like you just got to keep pressing the button, and that's
Yeah.
fine. But like, I guess whatever. It uses your storage as well. So like the
Mm-hmm.
crafting, it's basically exactly the same as the crafting, right? As long as you're going to press the button and you have the thing that it needs to do it, it's going to do that
Yeah.
thing, which is
Big
good
help, big quality of life help.
for sure. So I'm just reading a thing about cooking just to see if there's anything else to talk about.
You're good, you're good. Yeah, there's really not too much I can add with cooking because I need a little bit more time with it to really have like a full opinion, but
Yeah, yeah.
it's been generally good, I would say.
I think
As someone
cooking is
that
such
oh, go ahead.
in my experience, cooking is like such a minimal thing in farming games that it's like, yeah, you do it to complete tasks and to get stamina. Right. And it's like, so the less I can do to cook the things I want to cook, the
That's
better
fair.
in
That's fair.
my
I think
opinion.
I'm looking forward to sinking time into cooking, just because I enjoy a cooking mechanic here and there. I mean, I enjoyed Magical Delicacy for a reason. I enjoyed doing the cooking mechanic in there, even though I was like sitting there going through like 5 billion different resources to figure out how to cook certain things. Once it was done, I was like, cool, I'm happy with the end result, and then I just moved on. So it's like a very like in the moment gratifying moment, but it's not something that
Mhm.
I
It's not
initially
something you're
rushed to do.
praying that you can continue do as fast as like the first thing in your day is going to go do some cooking because you
No,
just love it so much.
no. I like it. It's on my list of things that I want to do sooner rather than later is start like working through like making different recipes because that's like the idea of doing that is fun to me. But I am really trying to figure out the way to get to the mines ASAP.
Yeah. So there are mines in this game. I haven't actually experienced it because apparently I have unlocked it. I've just not done them
Oh,
yet. Have you done the first obelisk and
no, I'm
dungeon?
still working on
No.
it.
Oh no, I haven't. I haven't finished the obelisk. I've done the dungeon that unlocks the first obelisk, but I haven't finished the obelisk to
Oh.
unlock the mine. So the dungeons are these like platforming challenges.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
so you unlock the first dungeon, and it's the only dungeon you like have to do to like continue playing the game and unlock more things, but there are other ones that you can do as well. And the idea is that they're relatively simple platforming challenges, but they also have like a speed run feature built into them. So like there's people online who are doing them in like a few seconds, and it's very funny the things they do to make it go as fast as possible. But yeah, as you progress the story, you unlock the first dungeon and you do it, and then once you've done that, you unlock the first obelisk, and then the first obelisk has like you have to give it a bunch of stuff, and once you've given it a bunch of stuff, then you will finish that and it will unlock the mines. And the mines are I think pretty standard in terms of mines. They have some like machines in them to make resources as well, but like they have, clusters, and you attack the clusters to get items. You break the nodes to get items from the thing, and they reset every day. Yeah. I don't think there's a huge amount to say, especially as neither of us have done the mines, sadly.
I'm surprised that you haven't made your way over to the mines, but I did see, I mean, I do see like in the trailer that it looks like you can like ride a car,
There is a mine cart,
which
yeah.
is so cool. You can go even faster and you can, looks like it flies. So I'm very excited to get to that point. I'm very, like, I already love mining in every farming game I've played so far. This looks like it has potential to be the best mining just solely because of the speed of that car
Yeah.
and how fast you can get through these areas. It
Yeah.
looks
And
so satisfying.
and the mining is pretty, like, I'm double checking with the video, but yeah, the mining is pretty standard. It's just like there's nodes, and you hit them with your axe and
Hmm.
your pickaxe, and you get the stuff. But watching this video has reminded me, did you know that your tools can like hit multiple items at once if you're in the right place?
Yes, I've noticed that with trees.
I
I'll
love that.
accidentally hit multiple trees, and I'm
Yeah.
like, yes, I'm not
You're
wasting
using
my
the same amount.
stamina.
You're using the same amount of stamina, but you're hitting
Yes,
two different trees.
yes,
It's
yes, yes.
fantastic.
It's
It works
wonderful.
the same for the nodes in the mine as well.
Oh, thank God. That's awesome. That's great. Oh, I this game is great. This game is so good. I can't believe how much thought has been put into all these little tiny things to make this game so much more elevated. I mean, I guess it's been in development for a very, very, very long time to be fair, but still,
Yeah,
even though it's been worked on for like such a long time, it feels like a modern game. Like you would think that because it started being worked on like a long time ago, that it would still have like old mechanics in it, but it feels so modern.
yeah, I agree.
Oh, it's
So yeah,
great.
sad that I haven't managed to do the mine yet, but I'll get there.
Yeah,
We'll get there. We'll
both
get
of
there.
us will get there.
I think that's most of the mechanics. Have I missed any mechanics?
I think I think we're good. I think I'm just thinking off like the top of my head now in general. I think we're mostly good.
Cool. All right. I don't want to talk too much about like the characters and the story and stuff like that. But I think I would like to say that this is a funny game.
Yes.
It's like legitimately funny. It's not like cringe funny. It's like I'm actually finding myself amused by this
It is
game.
very charming. It is very, very charming and very silly. And I so far love Nobu Jr.
Hmm.
and how just child, just literally such a child and so silly. And I just love.
Hmm.
Mikan is an interesting character too. Mikan is like the first character that you meet, right? Yeah, first character that you meet. But
The character you travel
mhm.
to the island with.
I have admittedly kind of I guess spoiled myself a little bit in regards to looking at the
Shocking.
character designs. I know, shocking, right? Because I otherwise hate I hate spoiling things for myself. But looking at like just like I think for whatever reason I decided I wanted to look at like the romanceable characters. Some of these character designs are awesome and I can't wait to meet them and see their personalities because like every single character that I've met so far, um, being, is it okay for me to list some of the early on characters?
Sure. I
Okay,
don't think it will mean much to people.
great. So that's what I kind of figured, but I was like, let me just make sure. So, obviously Mikan, Nobu Jr. And then I have Riku, Mac, Miss Curator, and I feel like I'm forgetting someone. Oh, I'm forgetting someone. And someone else that I will eventually remember. But all their characters feel like I say as I'm forgetting someone, all of their characters feel like they stand out very much so. And then looking at the designs, especially one in particular that is just so simply adorable. Why is their name A Song? I have no idea. But they're just a little penguin with glasses. I just they're so cute and so well designed. I think that's like another thing that sometimes I struggle with some farming games that have like the little, I guess you could call it starry, you can also call it persona-esque where it's like you have the dialogue and then you have the character and their expressions and everything on the side and whatnot. I don't know what game is like the first game or like one of the most important games that did that. But seeing all like the different characters and how they're designed, they look so, so, so nice. And I wish I liked like there are some games that I wish I could like them more, but I can't like them more just because I don't like the character designs. So I like, but long
Yeah,
story
that's
short,
fair.
I like these like, characters a lot.
Yeah, yeah, I do. You reminded me that we should probably talk about like just the overall like building up of the town as well, because like
Mm.
that's a pretty fundamental part of it.
Hmm.
Because obviously you start off with just Mikan and Nobu, and then you slowly add more people to the island as you build it up.
Hmm.
And it's a fun kind of like um different way to do that than be just like, oh, here's a village that you're joining, and it is what it is, and it's kind of static, and you're building up, but in a less artificial way
Hmm.
than say Animal Crossing feels.
Yes. Yes. I had to think about that. Yes, I agree. it feels more meaningful rather than just here's another villager that you just added to your town because you like this villager because it's cute and it's going to have like the same like 20 lines of dialogue for the rest of your life as
Yeah.
you play this game. Like it obviously we haven't sunk enough time into this game to really see like how much dialogue do they truly have, but every character feels intentional with their role within the game that I've met so far. And
Yeah.
they all I'm hoping and I'm assuming their personalities are all very distinct, but just their character designs alone are all very, very distinct. Despite them being different types of animals, they all feel very unique, which I appreciate.
Yeah. I agree.
I'm very excited to meet
All
A Song.
right.
So cute. Such a cute penguin.
All right. Well, I feel like that's everything we want to talk about. So to conclude on this game, it's good. Go play it. It's a
Hmm.
good game. I think to be a bit more detailed on that, I think if you like farming games, but quite often feel like they can be a bit slow and a bit samey, I think this is a good game to try because it can you can still go slowly if you want. You can take your time, but you can also zoom about the place and do what you want and like just do the stuff and do what you want as fast as you want to do it,
Yes.
really, which I really like. I feel like it's almost the perfect ADHD farming game because there's no there's no getting bored. There's no like, oh, this took a second too long, so therefore my distraction is
Hmm.
gone,
It does keep you
which I really
constantly
like.
engaged. But actually, I just remember one more like mechanic thing or control thing that I also really, really like is that in the options, they give you the option to, because sometimes for some people, some people get, it seems to be overwhelmed by the amount of quests that they give you in one shot.
Mhm.
So there's a option, I forget what it's called, but there's an option that you can toggle and it'll give you less quests in one go, so you get less overwhelmed. And also your days are longer. And when you are chopping down trees or breaking rocks or something, you are generally getting more resources as well. If you want to just feel like you don't, if you don't want to feel as rushed because the day is going to end soon. So I've been really enjoying this. There's that option that combines everything, but there's also a separate option if you want to have just simply just less quests in one go. And there's another option if you want to just simply have longer days. So I have the longer days one toggled because I don't like time limits. If I can pause time whenever I could, I would. But as of
I
right
have
now,
literally, I have literally never felt like I need any more time in
yeah,
any
no,
day in this
in
game.
this game, it's been very good, so I haven't had to worry about that. But I like the option that I can have longer days, and then if I want to go to sleep early, I can go to sleep early. But just giving myself any way to give myself more time, I will happily take. And the fact that that option is there is wonderful. Although I don't know when that option was introduced because I didn't notice it until pretty recently. So I don't know where that came from, but yeah, that's my last bit about like little nitpicky details. But overall, conclusion wise, I agree with you that
Nice.
this is a great game that constantly keeps you engaged. You can play it at your own pace. If you want to speed run it, like you said, you can speed run it. If you want to take your time, you can take your time. The immersion, the just the world of Snacko in general just feels very whimsical and grounded and silly and all the mechanics that all work together despite us having experience with them, i.e. the cooking and the mines and stuff. I'm sure when we dive into those mechanics more, they will also all tie together really nicely and respect your time well.
For sure. Agreed. Good game.
Great
Go play
game.
it.
Wonderful
Let's talk
game.
about it. Let's talk about it more in the Game of the Year episode. All right. Thank you,
Yeah.
Aislinn, for joining me for this episode. Is there anything you would like to share with the audience?
Um, I guess the usual, y'all can find me just about anywhere. A's Trainer, AIS Trainer. Um, Streaming at least hopefully once a week on Twitch. As of this episode coming out, yes, as of this episode coming out, it will have been my cat's first birthday, and me and my husband will have built a wonderful cat tower for them that I foresee may fall over because they are crazy because I have an orange cat. So,
You didn't buy the cat Christmas tree.
no, well, we might try to make it a Christmas tree. We're not sure. We have to build we have to build the cat tree first, but um I digress. Y'all can find me just about anywhere except Twitter at Ace Trainer. And also my husband and I have Moo and Coo, which we really need to make time to record. So there will be an episode that drops at some point this month in regards to most likely being present on social media is I
Ooh.
think the topic that we want to do. Don't hold me to it, but that'll be coming. And then top K-pop songs of 2025.
Woo.
Woo! That's my
You
plug.
you can find this podcast, on Tumblr and on Blue Sky at THS Pod. You can send us feedback on our website, harvestseason.club. This episode, you can tell us what, if you haven't played Snacko and you would, what design would you give your cat?
Ooh. And if it's not a tuxedo cat, you're wrong. I'm just kidding.
You can also find on our website links to everything to do with the podcast, including a link to our patreon.com/thspod, where you can get access to our Slack and talk to us there. You can also
Fun
get
times.
access to our bonus episodes of the podcast. We have one upcoming, at least one upcoming, our favourite non-farming games of the year, which we have recorded and edited and is scheduled to come out before the Game of the Year episode comes out.
Oh, okay. You can also find in that Slack, you can find out if Al is the which out of three brothers, or not, that's three
No
siblings.
brothers. Yeah, I don't have any brothers.
Which one are you? You can only find out in the Slack.
Possibly the weirdest plug for the Slack ever.
It could work. You never know.
I think that's everything. Thank you, Aislinn, again for joining me.
Thank you for having me as always. I appreciate it.
Thank you, listeners, for listening. And until next time, have a
good harvest. Yay.
The Harvest Season is created by Al McKinley, with support from our patrons, including our pro farmers, Kevin, Stuart, and Elisa. Our art is done by Micah the Brave, and our music is done by Nick Burgess. Feel free to visit our website, harvestseason.club, for show notes and links to things we discussed in this episode.
I forgot my juice. Give me 2 seconds.
No problem.
There we go. I'm back. Can't podcast without some liquid.
Some sippy of some sort.
Why did you have to say it like that?
I mean, because I have my 2 sippies. I got the rest of my matcha and I got my water. I gotta have my sippies.
Sippy, very good. Right. Let's do this.
Yes, I am ready.